the stuff that goes into the Animation Awards is terrific, and you know, sometimes I see things there that really inspire me. Hi, I'm Derek Hayes. I'm a director and animator, and I'm currently a senior lecturer at Falmouth University. And I've been asked by the British Animation Awards to make the awards for the 2024 Animation Awards.
Before becoming a senior lecturer in animation at Falmouth University, you ran a multi-award-winning successful animation company, Animation City in London, and you're a successful freelance director, producing TV idents, short and feature films such as The Victor, Prince Cinders, The Miracle Maker and Otherworld. Please tell us what inspired you to get into animation.
Well, basically the thing that inspired me was meeting up with a guy called Phil Austin at art school, and both of us were actually doing sculpture, but neither of us really did very much sculpture. And I met him one day and not seen him for the first 6 months of the course, and we got on really well. And I said, where have you been for the first 6 months? And he said, well, come and have a look. And he'd found this little room and he was making an animated film in there. And I just looked at that and I thought, this is it, this is for me. Because it did everything that I actually wanted to do. It told stories, it was all to do with drawing and graphic work and all that kind of stuff. And it moved, and it was great, and it really inspired me. And so we started working together, and we made a film at Sheffield Art School. Then we were the first 2 animation students at the National Film and Television School. And then we started up Animation City together, and we worked together for 18 years.
So by personal preference, what would be your preferred technique to use? 2D, 3D, stop motion or other, and why?
Well, my preferred technique, as a director I've directed all 3, but I'm actually, as an animator, I'm a 2D animator and started out with pencil and paper, and that's what I would do if I was to sit down and animate today. I'd do drawn animation.
Animation production methods have changed over the years. What would be 1 or 2 key words of advice for animators that have remained constant through the years?
Well, I think the 2 constant things really. One is story. You need to know the story, whether you're a director or an animator or whatever. You need to understand story and the particular story that you're working on. As an animator, that's true as well, but the other thing that an animator also needs are observational skills. You've got to be able to understand people and movement, and you've got to be able to embody that as well. You've got to be able to, like an actor, take it in and bring it from inside rather, so that you can put it down, whether it be 2D, 3D, CG, stop motion, whatever.
What were your 2 favourite production highlights from your London and freelance days, and why?
It's hard to say, because every production's got its really great moments, and I think there's something in every production that you tend to enjoy. The short films are the things that I love working on best, obviously, because they were mine and because I could get to say what I wanted with them. But I think the great thing in all of the things that we did is the collaboration. That's my favourite thing in animation, being able to collaborate with other people. And we always had fun, we always had laughs, and we made stuff and we were dedicated to it, and that's what really keeps me going.
Over the years, you have been one of the most generous contributors of original prize artwork to the British Animation Awards. You have kindly agreed to be the sole award creator for British Animation Awards 2024. Please tell us about the inspiration and method behind the one and only prize being given out by the British Animation Awards in 2024.
Well, because I'm not just an animator these days, I'm a painter and a printmaker as well. The people at the Animation Awards asked me to make a series of prints. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a relief print, which is a lino cut, and I'm doing a number of those, and they're all called a triumph of animation. And a triumph is a kind of Renaissance trope, as it were, an idea. There are lots of triumphs. There's the triumph of death, the triumph of Venus, the triumph of Bacchus, triumph of luxury, all these things, and they all are like a parade, and the character that personifies whatever this is about is usually on a kind of little wagon being pulled by all kinds of characters and animals and things that relate to whatever the theme is. And in this case, the Triumph of Animation is a parade of British animation characters.
Are there any exciting developments in animation you would recommend?
I think one of the greatest things these days is that animation's been really democratized, so that anybody can pick up an iPad and start to animate. You can get a little app on your phone, you can do stop motion. So it means that anybody really can get there without so many gatekeepers, without so many people in the way, and make their own things. And I think that's brilliant. I think it's really terrific that it now is something that you don't have to go to film school to do, you don't have to have lots of money to do, and you can actually make things on your own account.
What would you say are the biggest current or near future threats and opportunities facing animators?
Well, I think probably AI is one of the things that we're all slightly worried about, whether it be a threat or an opportunity. We've yet to know. Really depends how we take it and what we do with it. And as animators, I think we've got to look at that, and we've got to see if it can be used as a tool to help us. And if it can't, I think like everything else, we've got to kind of work out what our reaction to that is going to be and how we're going to work with it or against it.
And last but not least, have you got any top tips for budding animators?
I think the one thing that I'd always say to animators or potential animators is you need to draw. I think drawing is the basis of all the things that we do, because it's to do with observation. You need to observe things. It's not just a case of drawing the same dragon or anime character constantly in your sketchbook. The idea is to go out and look at things, look at people, look at objects, look at buildings, look at everything, and teach yourself to observe what's going on there. Once you can observe things, once you understand how people move, once you understand how buildings are built, how they look, how light falls on things, then you've got the basis for any kind of animation. You can actually create things, because you've got to put stuff in and you've got to work. You find a way to do that, and drawing is a fantastic way to do it, because as you draw, as you observe and you draw, it creates neural pathways that allow you to remember things and to understand what's going on. And understanding the world is key to actually being an animator.